What's up, guys and gals, and welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today we're checking out a little city builder called Citystate to see if it's worth our time here on Steam. If you don't know about this game, it's kind of a SimCity meets Tropico meets Rise of Industry. It's got a bunch of that stuff going on, and I think you guys might enjoy the game. It's a little bit lightweight right now, and honestly, I've played the tutorial and I've played a couple games, and it's always ended in disaster. And so after putting a couple hours into the game, I've come to the conclusion that maybe I'm not very good at it. But then again, I'm not very good at games to begin with. So let's start a new game off. We're going to go with the full game experience. They also have a tycoon mode, which is all about making money, and you don't have to deal with any of the political stuff like deciding whether or not your society is like libertarian or whether it's a social democracy or like full-on communism. There's a sandbox right there that you can play around with just in case you want to, but we're going to go with the normal experience since my guess is that most people are going to go with that. Let's go ahead and accept the map size and we'll dive straight on in. We got some deserts going in right now. A little bit of this and that. We got some mountains being dropped up on the topography. Oh, yeah. I'm actually going to... This map seems okay. This map isn't like crazy good, but it's not like crazy bad either. I could see things working pretty well for us right here because sand is where you get oil from and you get iron from mountains. And so that seems okay to me right there. That seems like the kind of thing that's going to work for us, but this is also a very nice strip of land on this side. We are a little bit far from deserts, but we might be able to make this work. Let's go ahead and we're gonna clean this up a little bit over here. Yeah, let's clean that up ever so slightly before we get into the game. You can actually customize your map experience before you get into the game in case you want to. I like to clear out the roughage because stuff like trees and whatnot can cost hella money to move out of the way. And so, you know, I tend to be kind of careful about it. Let's put that back where it was. I think I messed up the lake right there. And yeah, let's start a city-state here. This place is going to be called Dongrovia. Dongrovia, a land of men doing manly things. All right, and so we'll put that right there. Let's make a flag right here. There we go. We need them Adidas stripes. That's what we need on our flag right there. Yup, we need that. And then we need a little check mark right here like, yup, this is how we do. This is how we do. And then in Dongrovia, what do we believe in? We can go anything from individual. We can go all the way from like libertarian politics all the way on over to communist politics and economics. Whatever you want to do, you can really do in this game, although it does seem to punish some more than others. And so, like, if you tend to go, like, super left-wing, it feels like you get punished really hard. It's just been my observation so far, playing around with different things. We've got individual judgment, responsibility to self-ownership, the right to health, dignity, and non-discrimination, from each according to his ability to each according to his needs. And then for society, let's go with rights to health, dignity, and non-discrimination. That's fine. And then with society, we have the enforcement of private property, and private property within the limits of the common good, or cooperative ownership. I mean, yeah, let's go with private property within the limits of the common good sounds all right to me. Like, private property is all good and well until it starts hurting society as a whole, I suppose, so that sounds all right. And then over here, our economy can be secure, equal opportunity, or it can be social ownership. We can seize the means down here if we really want to, or we can be laissez-faire about it if we really want to. We have limited government powers with individual freedom first. The government is a protector and a provider, or a powerful government controlled by the People's Assembly. I don't know. Individual freedom first, I suppose? I honestly don't know. We'll go with that right there. We can go with two different teams of advisors. I don't use either one of them at all, so it doesn't really matter. You can go with Keynesians or you can go with Austrians. It hasn't really seemed to change my game at all, so I usually just pick one. Like, it just sort of doesn't seem to matter that much, so... I don't worry about it. So for right now, we've got a little bit of positive cash flow. What we want to start out with is we've got our first political decision right now. How should we deal with drug use and trafficking? Legalize all drugs, their use and sale, while emphasizing individual responsibility. Legalize recreation and medicinal drug use with licensed stores. Yeah, I'd probably go with that one right there. That sounds all right to me. That's going to give us middle-class growth, apparently. So you heard it first here. If you make 6 figures a year in your household and you do lots of drugs, you will grow and you will become strong. So, you know, thank you, City-State. You've taught me new things about the world. We got to build roads and residential lots. Roads have a range capacity of 3 tiles. Sounds good to me. Let's get some residential zones. I want high-density zones. That's low density. I don't want that. I don't want that. That was an accident. That waste of money, though. I want this residential zone, and I want high-density housing kind of around the ocean over here because people want to live by the ocean, in my experience. So we'll go like some high density housing over there. Looks good. I'll probably put a road in like right here so that people can get to it. We'll kind of keep it going along the edge of the forest right there. And let's start that off. Let's see what that looks like so you guys can see. It actually works a lot like SimCity where they put in the little construction yards and they slowly grow. It said 3 tiles to a road. And so a road right here would probably work out okay. And so let's put in a road right there. That looks all right to me. That seems like it'll work out all right. And then we'll put in like a little commercial property right here. And they actually don't like it when you've got commercial properties and things like... I found that like with this game, it's kind of odd. Like the game's tutorial really does not do a good job of telling you what you should be doing. So that should be have road access. Yes. Okay, good. And so as you can see, the little houses go in. We get those all set up. And our cash flow goes negative because we built a bunch of roads. The road expense is pretty high in this game. It's pretty high. And then you also, for some reason, you have to pay for utilities. Whereas, like, in where I live, you pay for the residence pays for the utilities. But in this game, for some reason, residences don't have to pay for their own utilities. I don't really know why. Oh, these people... Land value is apparently not desirable. I don't know. Maybe space them out a little bit. Maybe that'll help. Maybe they just don't like being flush with each other. Did that make the land value better? That didn't help the land value out, like, at all. And so, I'm not so positive. We'll go with, like, some low density over here. Yeah, that seems okay. A little bit of low density right there. Kind of have it on that side so that we have workers for later. Because our unemployment right now is 79%, but we're going to be able to fix that in a little bit. And then I wanted to make like an industrial district over on one side. And so I'll probably do that. Like I got to bulldoze these trees. Like I was telling you, bruh. Like I was telling you, it gets expensive to clear out trees. So watch out for that shit. It'll get you into trouble. I'll probably make this into a little industrial area over here. Does that area have a chance for... Oh, we've got gold prospect out there in the jungle. So that might be worthwhile. Let's go ahead and put this out right here. And down on this end, I think this is where we're going to do our industrial thing. I think that's where we're going to try and have some industry. And so these people are going to need jobs. So let's put an industrial lot like right here. And an industrial lot right there. And we'll kind of see how that affects our employment and how things are going. They are building stuff up right now. We've got like a little quickie mart right here. It's at stage 1 out of 4. These guys are at low-class housing right now. We can bulldoze this and upgrade it later if we find that we need a little bit more. I don't know how these are going to affect things, but they're going to have like a short commute to go out and do their thing. Looks like this is actually for iron, gold, and oil. And so we're probably going to need some other jobs on this side too. Our population at the moment is sitting at... What's our population at? Where's our 607. And so we've got some people working there. And we've got some people working there. 73 and 75. Let's see if we can find gold out here. We got 85% chance on this spot. Let's go ahead and drill for it. We found gold, so that'll be a private mine right there. And then we will also do another gold mine right there because we got 81%. Go ahead and drill for it. No resource found. Ooh, bad luck, Chuck. Yikes. Okay, so we got 2 private mines right there. And what that's going to do is if we go to our trade menu right here, it'll say how much gold we're producing versus how much we're consuming on a daily basis. Now, as you can tell, we've got a bit of a deficit right now because we're not producing our own food and we're not producing our own iron. So that's something you're going to want to keep in mind. However, if we have access to lots and lots of gold, I think that's going to be a good thing for us. So let's keep drilling for more. That can be a private mine right there. I'm okay with that. That can be another private mine. And the good thing about that is it keeps it far, far away from our residential area so that these people can be like happy and content and like doing their thing. Now, the next thing we're going to need is we're going to need like a farming area so that we can produce our own food. We can do that from right here, although I don't want to use that good real estate on that side if I can help it. And so I'm going to put in some farmland right there. This is good real estate right here next to the ocean, and so I really don't like to waste it. Oh, wow, we're making money right now. Very nice. Oh, that's because we're producing ridiculous quantities of gold right now. We're producing crazy quantities of gold. That's fine. Hey, man, as long as we're positive, I don't care at all. As long as we are positive. Unemployment's going to be a little bit of an issue. I don't know where I want to build the rest of this stuff, though. Like, I may just turn this into farms over here, too. Although farms do not earn a lot of money, so keep that in mind. farms are not like a money thing. They don't really do very well. We got a pretty low chance to get anything done right there. So let's speed the game up for a minute, and we're going to kind of see what happens. I'd like to generate some revenue real fast before I go much further into the game. Our expenses right now, public utilities are costing a little bit. It looks like these have all jumped up to level 2, I think. Yeah, these have all jumped up to level 2, so we may want to upgrade these to medium density housing, or at least the ones along the ocean, if we can. So let's upgrade that first row right there to medium density housing and see if that helps out a little bit. Obviously, our unemployment's going to be a little bit of a problem. It looks like, so what's wrong with this right here? Insufficient trade capacity. Oh. Okay, so we're way over the top of our trade capacity right now. But our exports are a-booming at the moment, cousin. They are a-booming. Those are on stage 2 right now. So they're doing okay. Apparently, we are actively looking for farmers. What's our chance of getting a good iron mine from right there? I may have to bulldoze some of these houses and put in the iron mines so that we can produce our own iron, too. Might be a decent plan. It might be something we want to apply ourselves to. But I find instead of importing, yeah, I know I can make farms. I am aware. Thank you, game. I appreciate that. Let's consider an area for farmland, I guess. Like, this looks okay to me right here. And, like, if we take a public road and we put it right there, we can go farmland right there pretty easily. That'll help out with our unemployment situation. And it has the additive benefit of allowing us to start more gold industries. So there we go. We'll go with a private mine right there. Got a pretty good chance right there. There it is, another private mine. I'm trying to keep our cash flow up right now, because if you bankrupt like early on in this game, you are never going to recover from that shit, and it's super going to suck for you. So keep that in mind and just be careful. Did their property values go down when I put that in? They're on 39 right now. They have road access. They're doing their thing. Okay, sounds good to me. This place right here is on level 1 of 4. I don't necessarily know how I increased that, but we did get our employment down pretty considerably by putting those in right there. So we're at 20% unemployment at the moment. I would suggest that we consider another medium density commercial like right there. It may put them out of business. I don't know. It's possible that it may put them out of business. I'm not sure on that one. What is the upkeep cost on this? If I go with a high density, it's 5 a month. We can afford that right now. Yeah, let's get after it. Ooh, what is that right there? Ooh, that's kind of cool. What is that? What did that become? Like, what is that thing? It looks like maybe some kind of like... It looks like a... It's got like a Sonic look to it. I think that's like a Sonic where people can get hamburgers and whatnot. Both of our industrial plazas went out of business because we don't have the trade capacity to make it work. Our trade capacity right now, a little bit light, and I don't necessarily know how to fix that. Roads, connections, and ports will increase this. Okay. We may want to run a road off the map to our neighboring country. That might help out a little bit with our trade capacity, possibly. I don't know for a fact that that'll help, but it might. But that's going to cost me a lot of money in order to fix up right now, and so maybe I'll just leave it alone. But my recommendation for you is to go after gold about as fast as you possibly can. These right here are looking for farmers. Maybe it's because all the middle-class people are working elsewhere. I don't really know. I could probably put in some parks or something right here. We can afford that for a little bit. Yeah, let's see if we can raise the land value ever so slightly. So that gives plus 20 land value in a range of 3 tiles. It is going to cost us, though. So we'll put in some parks right there just to see if that helps out a little bit. That did raise the land value pretty considerably, and that does look like it's a stacking bonus, which is pretty sweet. And so these places should grow pretty rapidly, I would think. They should upgrade to the next level or whatever pretty fast. Oh, we've got a whole bunch of policies we need to enact. Hold on. So to what extent should the government encourage lower carbon emissions? Yes, additional taxes on polluting industries. Impose taxes on all individual and corporate gas emitters. Let's go with a tax on polluting industries, I guess. Our next one is that should electricity, water, and waste disposal be handled by municipalities? They could be privatized, which brings up a bunch of money, and so that's open to free concurrence. We can have public-private partnerships to manage service utilities. I'll probably take that for the surplus bonus right there, although that looks like it hurts poor people. This meter down here, that's how many poor people we have, how many middle-class people we have, and how many rich people we have, in case you were wondering about that. And so that's why we're getting bonuses and negatives when we do things here. Should the government fund programs for gender equality? We can edit the laws that induce, or we can improve legislation and start programs in schools and corporations to raise awareness and reprimand misbehaviors. Or we can go with extensive affirmative action programs. Let's go with, I don't know. I don't really want to take the hit right now. I can't afford to take, oh, really? There's no approval change right there. We get a +2 for that one, so pragmatically, I'm going to go for the +2 to my approval rating. That didn't affect anything, so that's fine. Should the government help homeless people? We can get a +1 right there. Temporary shelters, regular meals, and health care. We can build permanent shelter facilities and provide food and activities to all homeless citizens. That one gives me a +3 to our estimated approval, so I'm going to go with that. That's going to hurt the middle class ever so slightly, but it brings in middle class people and they pay more taxes, so you got to do what you got to do. How many working hours should the citizens, how many should my citizens work? The number of hours can be 30 per week. Let's go with a 40-hour work week, I guess. That helped out a little bit. Like, I can't guarantee that this is going to affect anything, but we'll keep an eye on it. You can see our meters moving around on us right here. But our houses are looking better. Liberal welfare state. How am I a liberal welfare state? What? How am I a liberal welfare state? I set up, like, homeless shelters and laws for equality, and that's it. Everything else, like, everything that I've picked economically has been pretty, like, it's been regulated free economy. Like, I put taxes on high-emitting industries, and that was it. How am I a liberal welfare state? What? That doesn't seem right to me. That doesn't seem right. That seems a little odd, but I don't know. These haven't upgraded yet, but it may be due to the fact that maybe I don't have... So we have 24% unemployment right now. That's definitely not good. Let's put in a high-density Walmart right there and kind of see what happens with that. I have no idea how that's going to affect anything or what's going to occur when I put that down right there. But we have a surplus right now, and honestly, having a sales tax would probably help out a little bit. I mean, the extra sales tax seems nice, so... Like, how many of each group do we have? We have no middle income. We have lots and lots of low income, but I assume they upgrade after a while if you give them the services and things that they need in order to thrive. We've got special buildings right here. We've got a ski slope, and we've got social housing right there. It costs $500, and it takes monthly... I don't know if social housing is something that we want. We've got a beach right here that we can put in. What does that do? It costs $50 a month to maintain. We've also got a wildlife reserve right there in our special buildings that we can play around with. I still don't see how we're a welfare state. I don't see how that's even remotely possible, but I don't know. That upgraded to level 2, so that's cool. It's charging $11 a month, but hopefully they'll be paying their taxes, so it'll be all right. It's gonna be all right. I would say to place... We still have no farmers. This kind of concerns me. Why is nobody working my farms right now? Like, we have unemployment. Why does nobody want to work on the farm? Everybody's waiting for those badass mining jobs. That's what everybody wants. They want them slick gold mining jobs. I could put an iron mine in right there, but it's going to make all these people hate me. We do need iron, though. Like, iron would help. It would make things simpler. I don't know. Maybe that's too far away. Maybe I could try to move those a little closer. Like, I was trying to have industrial, like, far away from where people live because it seems to make them upset. I could wipe out some of this low-quality jungle over here, though, and I could do it on this side. It might help out with something. I mean, we do have unemployment, and each one of these should take the unemployment down, I think, by like 8 or 9%. And I think maybe industrial centers increase your trade capacity. I don't know. I'm watching right now to find out. So our trade capacity is at 87. That building is up and running. There's a possibility it may instantly go out of business right after this. Like, there's no real way to know, aside from fiddling with things, what's working and what's not working. So that went out of business, and people are now transferring over to this side. Hell if I know, man. To what extent should financial products be regulated? We can have no regulation so that banks and individuals are free to buy and sell any kind of financial project at their own risk. Banks have to be certified by the government to operate as much as the products they sell. Risky financial products are not allowed. All financial transactions have to be approved by the government. Banks are state-owned, and individuals and corporates can only borrow money from the government. That'd bring in a lot of money, but... You know, like, in the United States, all the banks are federally backed. I mean, they're not owned by the banks, but they are federally backed. So we'll try that one out just for the big surplus in cash we're going to get for free from it. I mean, I'm a fan of anything that allows me to get paid. Apparently, we've continued to be a socialist welfare state. Ah, well, what are you going to do? You win some, you lose some. These places appear to be fairly viable. Unemployment is right in the sweet spot right now. Have we brought in any middle-class people? We haven't brought in any middle-class people just yet. Let's go ahead and raise the low-income tax to 8%. Just to bring in a little bit of extra money right there. 8% is a pretty fair tax. I think I pay around 25 or 30% a year. And so 8% is like a dream world for me. Like, that's freaking amazing. 8% income tax is, like, utterly incredible. And so I would sell kidneys for that kind of income tax. These guys over here, they're still at level 1. Let's consider a little bit more housing, shall we? We've got some extra money to play around with, and so I don't see a reason why we couldn't have more like medium residential suburban development over here to maybe bring in some extra taxes and make things work for us a little bit better. And actually, yeah, it looked like that house upgraded right there. It went from being like a shanty thing into like a much more awesome house. We'll see what happens with these. Yeah, there we go. So it's now a middle-class house. Nice, we've got a middle-class house in here. Very cool stuff. I would probably bulldoze these right here and put in parks, possibly. Like, you got to do this fast, though, because you don't want to end up with shanty cities. Because you can end up with shanty towns pretty rapidly. It can be a problem. And so we'll put in a couple of parks right there just to make sure that these people are getting the bonus to how nice the houses are over here. That is going to take a dent out of our surplus that we have right now. But anytime I'm in the positive, I try to make like nicer areas that people actively want to live inside of before I do anything else. And it looks like things are in the process of upgrading right now. And so honestly, I'll take that. I mean, as far as low value areas, this place kind of seems like it sucks over here. But we're doing pretty well with all the other stuff. These guys over here need a little bit of help. I mean, another park right there and another park right there would probably clean that up ever so slightly. Or we could bulldoze these houses and put in 2 parks right there just to make those a little bit better. But it looks all right to me. I need to figure out how I fill up my trade capacity. So, like, if I wanted my trade capacity to go up, so roads, connections, and ports will increase this. Okay, well, let's put in a road maybe. See if that changes anything around for what we're getting here. Oh, yeah, our capacity went up a little bit right there. Interesting. And so we've got a 3-unit gap right here that we can build on in this area. I don't want to put in any mines near the residential areas, so any mines we put in will probably be further over here for gold or whatever. It might be a better idea. Yeah, I know instead of importing food we can do that, but people don't seem to like the fact that... I don't know, man. People aren't working my farms right now, and I don't know why. I'm not entirely sure why the farms are not being worked. I honestly can't tell you. Like, we can put in some low-density housing over here and maybe see if that helps ever so slightly. If it doesn't, what I'll do is I'll put in, like, some parks or something. Like, I'll put in a really, really nice park over here. Just to help out with the land beauty a little bit. because I know these people are living like in a hellscape right now. This is very, very low income areas. And so I'm not trying to be a slumlord. That's not ultimately my goal. But as of right now, we're actually doing okay. Normally when I play this game, things are going pretty badly by right now. And they seem to be clearing up. It might be the mines that are causing a problem with these two. Yeah, I think the mines are causing a problem with it. Because if you look, right around the time we get 3 squares away from the mines, that's when it goes up in value a little bit. And so I may have to be a little bit more aggressive with the parks. There we go. We'll put in another one right there, just to see if things stay squared away for right now. That'll hopefully even out some of this, but there may be like a cap on how nice the land can be when it's within a certain range of your mines. So we may need to scoot that back a little bit later. How is our capacity looking right now? We're on 105. Okay. So we're lacking trade capacity over here. My suggestion would be that maybe we drop a road on this side. Like, how valuable is this land over here? I was going to say, I was about to bulldoze very, very valuable land on that side. But I think a gap right there would work. And that sets us up to be able to get across the map in a little bit and actually build like a neighboring immigration port with our neighbors. So yeah, build a connection to our neighbor country. I don't know who our neighbor country is, but we are now neighbors with them, and we've got like a little border patrol area right here. That doesn't have any info on it though. Ah, there it is. Maintenance 100. Oh, that was pretty expensive to build, but it ups our trade capacity by 300, so that might help. It looks like our trade capacity is back on point, and it looks like maybe these might be reopening very, very soon. Possibly. I don't know that for a fact. We need to get back after gold, though. This looks like a really good place to get some more gold going. Oh, and it's just outside the range of our roads, too. Bummer. Okay, well, I'll run a road to right there. And that should be within 3 tiles. So we're going to go ahead and start an underground survey right here. We've got a mine. We're going to make that a state-owned mine. I don't know what that's going to do to us. We'll drill right here as well. That'll be state-owned. I'm just going to set up a whole bunch of state-owned mines. And so there's not enough workforce for our companies to expand. That's okay. That's all right. So if that goes out by 3... If I bulldoze that right there, and we go across on that road, and then we just kind of bulldoze all of that, I should be able to make more middle-class areas. And it seems like they're already upset with me. So we'll put in 2 parks right there just to kind of clean the area up and make it look a little bit nicer. Because it looks like with our overlay, this area is going to have trouble beautifying. Oh, never mind. It's working now. Hell yeah, we got this. You got to have parks and stuff in the middle, man. That's the secret. But yeah, this game is called Citystate. If you guys like what you saw so far, be aware this game is kind of lightweight right now. There's not a whole lot to it. I'll probably do another episode in case you wanted to check that out. But the game is down below in the description. You can check it out down there and get it for yourself if you want to. Aside from that, my name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me. If you wanted to support me, the easiest way to do that is just to hit that like button down below. I would love to have your support. I will see you all next time. Thank you for stopping on in. Hi to everybody and take care out there. Check out the Patreon if you wanted to support a little bit further, but it's never required. Bye, everybody. I'll see you later.